By the end of today's video, guys, you're gonna have a better idea about where to go for retirement, either JOMTIEN or HUA HIN. Okay, let's grab our coffee and let's go to JOMTIEN first. So we're down on the beach now and there's some guys fishing down there and it's absolutely lovely. First thing in the morning now and it's just so nice and cool. There's a nice breeze, fantastic. So they have all these deck chairs along the front. I think they cost about 50 baht just for a chair, and you can you know, sit there all day. You can have your coconuts, your beer, whatever you want, some food, and then just look out at the ocean. So this goes on all the way along JOMTIEN Beach. It's a bit more laid back than Pattaya Beach. Okay, moving over to HUA HIN Beach. It's a lovely beach over in HUA HIN. There's horses on the beach. They have deck chairs, you'll see in a minute further up. A little bit more expensive than JOMTIEN, but you know, really nice. The tide's quite in today, quite far in. You can get food on the beach, same as in JOMTIEN. It's a close call. I think HUA HIN just has it. The waters, I think it's a little bit clearer in HUA HIN. Moving over to, you know, accommodation in HUA HIN to start with. You know, there are 5-star luxury resorts like this one, the Centaur Grand, which is absolutely beautiful. I've stayed in it in HUA HIN, right next to the beach. And you have a look now as you come down. But there are, you know, cheaper options in HUA HIN, you know, right down to 500 baht a night, right up till whatever you want to pay kind of thing. So there's a choice for every budget in HUA HIN for sure. And just check out the pools here. There's another one as well, actually, just overlooking the ocean. Absolutely lovely. So moving on over to JOMTIEN, this is like a budget style hotel. They have the same equivalent in HUA HIN. This was just one I'd filmed a couple of weeks ago. It was 700 baht a night, so this is pretty standard in HUA HIN or Pattaya, so you can get it for this kind of budget, just standard kind of TV, bed, bathroom, ensuite bathroom, quite adequate to be honest. So that was a quick look at, you know, hotels in HUA HIN and JOMTIEN. I mean, there are budget hotels in both places and, you know, luxury 5-star resorts in JOMTIEN too. So both the places have both options, you know, 500 baht a night right up to silly price. Okay, but a lot of you know, after you stay maybe a month, you're gonna, you know, want to get out of a hotel, you want to get an apartment, a condo, and the options in, you know, JOMTIEN are amazing, to be honest with you. I think really good price. There's condos, there's apartments, 2 a penny. They're everywhere, to be honest with you. And they're really good value. I mean, if you get away from the beach, you can get them for, you know, really low price. I think better price than HUA HIN in certain areas. In HUA HIN, the same is available. You know, you do have, you know, luxury condos, houses, you know, all available for rent. Different prices. I would say JOMTIEN is slightly cheaper than HUA HIN as a general, if you look at the whole kind of city. HUA HIN's kind of a city, it's a bit small city, but so if you look at the, you know, the two in comparable, then yeah, are there cheap places in HUA HIN? For sure, yeah, you can go away from the beach and find cheaper places, you know, so that, you know, there is an option for you, but I would say as a whole, JOMTIEN edges it slightly on the prices of accommodation. Okay, moving on over to HUA HIN again. Now we're going to look at a couple of markets in HUA HIN, you know, the Sisadar market and the Tamarind market. Both excellent markets. There's another, you know, famous street market as well in HUA HIN. So these are all in HUA HIN. This one's a Tamarind market, and just great Western food there, Thai food, you know, all over HUA HIN. There's just so much delicious, you know, international restaurants, just a lot of Western foods for your retired expats. So excellent food choices. I would say maybe a little bit more expensive than JOMTIEN, but you know, around these markets in HUA HIN, the food's very cheap and very good value. Just take a look now, you know, there's some excellent foods there and a lot of Western choice as well, which is fantastic. And probably one of my favourite ones is a hot dog stand coming up in a minute. Yeah, this is fantastic with the Frankfurters and just great food all round in, you know, anything you kind of want in HUA HIN. Okay, moving on over to JOMTIEN market. This is a great night market in JOMTIEN, you know, ridiculously cheap, just like, you know, the HUA HIN markets, you know, lots and lots of Western food, Thai food there, the same, you know. There's these markets throughout JOMTIEN, you know, great prices. I think, you know, JOMTIEN has it for prices You know, I think it's a little bit cheaper than Jomtien if you look at it as a whole for food. You know, if you're looking at Western food in particular. Thai food, I think, similar price, but, you know, a lot of the Western food is a lot cheaper. And, you know, this is a good example now, Cheap Charlie's. This is a, you know, a great kind of British restaurant, I think it is, you know, and it just this, you know, for this English breakfast, it was 89 baht, which is ridiculous price, to be honest with you. I don't think I've seen anything quite that cheap in Hua Hin. Maybe I'm wrong. And just to prove it here, here's the bill receipt, you know, that's just a great price. There's some great golf courses around, you know, Hua Hin, some world-class golf courses. But around Pattaya and Jomtien too, there are a lot of different golf courses. I know a lot of you retirees coming here want to play golf. You know, I think both have got the good options for golf, to be honest with you. Maybe Hua Hin has it, but, you know, some of the really exclusive ones are quite, you know, maybe out of some people's budgets. They are quite pricey, you know, so you have to look around. But usually there's one for every kind of budget. You know, in Pattaya or Jomtien, the people are going to be... The expat community are slightly different than the expat community or the retiree community in Hua Hin. Okay, moving on to nightlife. So, Jomtien nightlife is quite low key, but obviously next door is, you know, the famous Pattaya, and then we're just having a look now at Walking Street. You know, it is only 2 or 3 kilometers from Jomtien, so, you know, you have got the option to go to Walking Street if you want to go and party. But I imagine if you're retired, you know, you don't really want that every night. You probably want some kind of low-key bars, you know. So I think Jomtien is a good option. You know, there are some, you know, low-key bars. Yes, there are some action bars there too, but it is a lot quieter, and the bars are a bit more low-key, similar to Hua Hin, to be honest with you. So I think it is a good option. Jomtien is a good option rather than Pattaya, but you've got Pattaya on your doorstep, which is cool. Okay, moving on to Hua Hin's nightlife. You know, I really like Hua Hin's nightlife. I think it's nice and low-key. It is similar to Jomtien, to be honest. You know, here we're having a look at Bindabat, but I mean, there are other areas. There are Soi 80, Soi 94 and Wonderland up there. And the bars are really pretty low-key. I mean, yeah, they get pretty action, you know, Friday, Saturday nights. But most of the time, they're pretty quiet, apart from real holiday times. And you can kind of, you know, find lower key bars there. All the bars are pretty chilled out. They've got pool tables in, you know, and the girls are, you know, really friendly in there. So, yeah, it's a great option, I think, Hua Hin and Jomtien, to be honest with you. I do it as a bit of a draw, to be honest with you. I can't really pick one or the other. I think they're both great. I think maybe Hua Hin has it just. I think the girls are maybe a little bit friendlier, but that's just my opinion. But I haven't really been to them kind of bars for a while now. Okay, this is like a luxury condo in Jomtien that's just been built, actually, and, you know, for sale now. So this is like an example of what's available there, you know. I don't think they really have these kind of real high rises in Hua Hin now. But in Jomtien, Pattaya, this area, they're all over the place, to be honest with you, new builds. And, you know, really good price as well, you know, in Jomtien. And this one's actually on the seafront. I just had a cup of tea and I was just contemplating, you know, which is better overall. And I think it just depends on, you know, you as a person, what you're looking for. Hua Hin to me is a little bit nicer, but that's just, you know, this is just my opinion. Cost of living, I think Jomtien has it, you know. I think Jomtien as a whole, if you look at the whole thing, cost of accommodation, food, everything, then I think Jomtien is slightly cheaper than Hua Hin. But then, you know, lifestyle I think is nicer in Hua Hin. I think the people are a little bit friendlier. The food option in both places is great. I think just the value of food, you know, the cost of food in Jomtien just edges it, to be honest with you. Well, this is just my opinion, you know. Everyone's different, what they're looking for. Just give you both sides of the coin, have a look and see what you think, guys. All right, I hope it helps you out if you're coming over here to retire. Take care. I'll see you soon.